Chubstep.
Jrad.
Creating the oil of judgment.
Steed. Chubstep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
Sounds like a good dentist.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name?
Crentist.
Your dentist's name is Crentist. Huh. Sounds a lot like dentist.
Maybe that's why he became a dentist.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Hello, welcome back from Christmas and Halloween. New Year's.
Yes. Yeah, I actually have some New Year's themed conversations here, Steed.
Oh, wow.
A few things.
Topical. And
Very topical.
This one, it doesn't have to be like Christmas. If you do it after Christmas, it's ruined. But New Year's, the year goes on for a while.
Yes. There was two things I wanted to talk about, actually, just to wrap up Christmas, if we could.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So first things first, I will start with, for people that don't know, well, you should know this. If you listen to the show, you should know this. If you don't, here, I'll inform you. I'm very into Christmas music, but I'm very specific about the time of Christmas music.
Yeah.
I'm not going to start listening to it until after Thanksgiving, and then like Christmas rolls around, I'm basically done with it.
Yeah, I would go until New Year's, maybe.
Yeah, that's fine. New Year, I'll allow some New Year's for that sort of stuff, but then I'm over with the Christmas music. And sometimes I'll catch myself middle of summer, whistling a Christmas jingle, and either I have to stop myself or Chubstep Amy says, no, it's not time yet. This is not the time for Christmas music.
You got to keep it in check.
Yes. So one of the big Christmas stations out there on regular radio is 93.9 Light FM. They start playing Christmas music in Chicago area, as soon as Thanksgiving, basically in the same kind of time frame. They may even start it before, but they do it like 24/7 Christmas music until Christmas. So I was listening to this, and Chubstep Amy says, oh, this is a syndicated show, right? This isn't like a local thing. So I was like, what are you talking about? So there's the lady named as Deliliah. So if you've ever listened to 93.9 or as I'll get to a similar station, there's somebody named Deliliah that kind of does this hosting thing. And it's always people calling in and they're like, I've been listening to you forever. I love you. This, I met my husband on Christmas, or, it's all these like sob stories, or like how this, my daughter, I caught her and I thought she was doing bad, but she was actually taking money for us to donate to the school to help kids that didn't have Christmas presents. It's all these sort of things. And like, first of all, I always want to call in and just come up with a total bullshit story. But I know, especially if you're listening to this, it is so screened and it is so pre-recorded. There's no way you can get away with this.
Yeah, I always call in and say,
yeah,
and
exactly.
It never makes it on the air.
Never makes it on the air. Yeah, you can say, yeah, exactly. It's not going to make it because they don't. Get to is basically the point is, the name of the segment is "Duped by Deliliah."
Ooh.
Because Deliliah is syndicated to 8 million people throughout the country. So if you listen to this lady talk, she says super generic things that makes it sound like she's in your area. Like, oh, I was in city center the other week, and this Christmas tree is beautiful. Beautiful.
I was on the north side.
Yeah, it was exactly like stuff like that. Yeah, north sides. I was on the north side. It was right near the river, and it was like all this kind of stuff. And you start listening to things, you're like, oh my God, this is total bullshit. She's just trying to make it sound like she's related to you, but this is a totally syndicated, just total mass thing. So it made me a little upset. I started switching more to Sirius XM, or at least I know that it's not local.
Yeah, they're not lying
about They're not trying to, fix that on you. Anyway.
That's a big dupe, and I feel bad that you didn't realize that.
I feel like an idiot. It was today years, whatever. I was 32 when I found this out, so it was sad for me.
Yeah.
Two other Christmas things. Actually, both these have to do with the same movie, and that is the Santa Claus, Clause. You remember this movie? Tim Allen. early
Not
90s.
really. I don't think I
He-
ever saw it. I don't like
Okay.
Tim Allen. I got a problem with the guy.
Okay, what's your problem with him?
Just his face,
Okay,
his whole thing.
so
Why is he such a good guy? I don't get it.
yeah, well, he's done a lot of these Santa Claus movies. The concept, Steve, I assumed everybody had seen this movie, but for those, I guess, that haven't, he he sees Santa on his roof. He yells at him. Thinks it's somebody just trying to rob his house, or whatever, on the roof.
Yeah.
He ends up yelling at Santa. Santa slips off the roof of the building that he lives in,
He
and
dies.
Santa falls, dies. He has to take over Santa. Part of
That's
his
how Santa
responsibilities.
works.
That's how
Yeah.
Santa works. If you kill Santa, you basically take over Santa.
Mhm.
Now, a couple things happen in this movie that I had some questions about. One is he goes to the North Pole right after, and he's the new
Yep.
Santa at this point. Nobody is upset about the old Santa dying.
Well, I
There's
mean,
no, like-
you probably didn't treat him the best.
I guess you're assuming, but they
It's
didn't talk
forced
about
labor.
that. It was just like, yeah, it is forced child labor. It's a good point. No, there's like some theories out there where people think he was actually the Santa the whole time. There's like internet theories as to why this might have been, but like if you just watch the movie and don't try to like take one little thing and blow it up, then it basically just the kids, the elves, the child laborers are not upset that this Santa that maybe they've known for thousands of years.
That's a good point.
As the old Santa all of a sudden is just no longer there, and you got a new guy that is now the new Santa. So anyway, again, like you're saying, probably a bad boss. Then there was two things in the movie, Steve. One, and I'll share my screen here. One is I saw this rad board. Can you see my screen here?
Whoa, that's rad.
Okay, I don't think I had one of these. Maybe I did, but I for sure had somebody on my street that had one of these. Now,
It seems really dangerous.
yeah. So they had, I think one of the kids was gifted. This is the Rad 2 board. You can buy this $60.
It's got
and
8
stuff.
wheels.
Yeah. So for those that don't know what this looks like, it's basically like if you got a normal skateboard, shortened it, and then you added 2 skateboards that are on each end angling up. So this creates like a V, kind of V with the flat bottom. It's like a 45-degree angle.
Rad stuff with it.
45-degree angle skateboard with wheels at the end, a flat skateboard on the bottom, and then a 45-degree skateboard going up. And then it has 2 little handles on both ends. So what I'm trying to, okay, so it shows the ways you can do it. Push a rider, so you could have somebody just sit in it like a chair and push them.
Yeah, that seems the safest way.
You can sit in it yourself and not have somebody push you. I don't know how you move in that scenario. It'd be going down. You can stand on it, so you stand on one of the bottom ones and it lifts up. You're kind of riding with a scooter. I don't know what the difference between scooter it and stand on it is.
It seems to be more lean.
So basically, you have to kind of, it's hard to just show a description of if you don't know what this is, just Google rad board. But the point is, I can't find any videos. I just cannot believe there's not videos of like a Tony Hawk type person like getting one of these and trying to do crazy tricks on it.
Probably because it sucks.
It must just suck because I like looked for a decent amount of time on YouTube trying to find every little thing, and all they are like super shitty videos where people are just like sitting on it and being pushed over. But like there's no like pro skaters that are trying to like do stuff with this. I can't believe with how ridiculous this thing is, somebody hasn't tried to like go all out with it.
You should send one in to like Rob Deerdeck.
Yes.
On the Fantasy Factory. Or maybe they're like really dicks about copyright or something.
Yeah.
They don't want people using the rad board.
I don't know. The most popular game in UK and US, it says. It's interesting game. It says this is the original
I don't think it's
rad
a game.
board.
Rad board is life.
This is the original like box that it came in. The most popular game in the UK and US. So anyway, this was in the Santa Claus and it reminded me of throwback. And again, I remember this also not being able to do it, but I also can't skateboard. So I would not have been good at this either way.
Yeah, I can skateboard in a straight line.
Okay. That's better
like
than I can.
Slowly.
Okay. Yeah, it's
no
weird 'cause
incline.
I can snowboard very
decline.
well. It's just doesn't translate for me to skateboarding.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
lean your toes forward and try and go on an edge on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Pretty bad stuff happens.
That's fair. Yeah. Yeah. So here's the next thing, Steve. I'll give you a little context to this scene. So in this scene, we're not going to play the audio. I'm just going to show Steve this picture. So Tim Allen here works at a toy company. Before he became Santa, he was working. This is when he becomes fat. He's becoming Santa at this point, and he is. There's a guy that has a new idea for like a Santa marketing campaign to sell more toys, and they want to sell a Santa on a tank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they kind of say, there's some different idea. You can see some of the pictures and stuff here, but basically Santa he's saying goodbye. He waves goodbye to Mrs. Santa, which was sort of been Mrs. Santa. It's Mrs. Claus. So this is terrible. I'm going to read you actually the copy here. It says Santa waves goodbye to Mrs. Santa in their North Pole chalet. Wizened elves stand by as Santa heads for his tank sleigh. So that's so this is bad, advertising either way. But the thing that I noticed, Steed, as you can see with this, what is the name of the tank that he is? Let's go to this here. What kind of tank, Steed, is Santa driving in the Santa Claus movie?
That's
down here.
That is a German tank.
This is a Panzer tank. The Panzer tank. Specifically, what era was the Panzer tank used in, Steve?
Unfortunately, World War II.
Yeah, unfortunately, this was a Nazi tank. So you don't know why this movie, this kids' Disney movie, of all the tanks they could have chosen, there's been hundreds of tanks throughout the years. They decide that Santa is going to be driving around on a Nazi tank.
Yeah, well, I mean, they got it right. I mean, that muzzle looks correct. The wheels, the turret looks good.
Yeah.
So it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Santa he only seems to bring presents to like Christian children. So
you're saying there might be some implications to Santa, like a checkered Santa past.
That's what I'm thinking. We might have to cancel Santa.
I'm almost starting to think that there could be a good opportunity to cancel Santa here. I personally would like to I like Christmas stuff, so I'd like to keep them around. I'm just curious how the writing room went for this one.
They're like, name a tank. I don't know, a Panzer tank. Sure.
And like none of these guys had any history knowledge. They just heard Panzer and were like, oh, that's probably what happened. Because like you see that kind of stuff happen like sports a lot of times, and like if there's a sports scene going on in the background, like people are like, I've talked about this on the show before, but people are just like throwing around a basketball in like a grass courtyard. Like, okay, yeah, have them do sports in the back. Some guys are like, how about a tank? But like you said, Steve, to your point, they clearly looked up what a Panzer tank looks like, because this looks like a Panzer tank.
Oh yeah.
It just maybe for
there could have been a weird producer.
Yeah, you're right.
Or weird writer.
That's a good point. I'm going to maybe do a little more digging into these writers, because
there could be a denier.
Pretty good point. All right, so there was my what I had on the Santa Christmas wrap up.
Wow. Yeah, Christmas. It's over. Get over it. Okay, this kind of goes along with your movie stuff. I got a movie complaint, big one.
Okay.
I was watching the hit Netflix show Rebel Moon.
Okay.
Netflix movie.
I've heard of this. I have not seen it.
It was okay.
Okay.
Here's my problem with this and a lot of other movies.
Sure.
Hollywood keeps casting 92-pound women as fighter girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm okay if they're, doing like swords or guns.
Sure. Yeah.
Or whatever. But if you have like a woman who's like skin and bones, or a man.
Yeah.
But it's more a woman thing. And they have like this teeny tiny woman, and she like punches a guy or like tries to throw him. I'm like, I don't think so, lady. Or she like knocks a guy out in one punch. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Get out of town.
I mean, fighting in movies in general is always so over the top and just not realistic at all.
Yeah, but at least give me a WWE girl. They got some beefcakes.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Or there was a boxer in there.
Exactly.
Lady UFC girl.
I know what you're saying. I feel the same way when they just have guys, like you're saying, guys that are super skinny and stuff like that. And I think the best version of that, of like a bunch of skinny guys fighting a big guy, and just you got to see how this, like, how could they possibly win, was in the movie The Rundown with The Rock. I don't know if you remember the scene. He's
Where Sean
fighting
William
all.
Scott fights him.
No. When The Rock is like by himself and all the local guys
Oh
are
yeah,
swinging from like the trees, and like, it takes, the only reason they're able to beat him is because there's like 8 of them, but like,
Yeah.
they do a bunch of punches, it doesn't really do anything to them.
yeah.
But you're right. Typically in a movie, you're going to see like, yeah, this little guy is going to come, or a little girl, like you're saying, is punching somebody. And you're right. See, you can just take a lot. Like, it does not matter how strong you can punch. At a certain point, your just muscles, you're going to reach a capacity of the maximum amount of like force you can thrust upon somebody.
Yeah.
And if you're a certain size, it doesn't matter if it's a massive person you're punching.
Yeah, I've been punched in the face by both skinny people and large people.
Yeah.
And I will say that it hurts significantly more to get punched by a large person.
Yeah. You guys had to do kind of hand-to-hand fighting in army training. Is that right?
I did do some. I got punched in the face in that, actually, by a very large man.
Yeah.
And he was wearing a boxing glove, and that shit probably concussed me.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you're saying. And it does seem to be a classic thing, because they kind of want, I don't know, they're looking for like a certain type, and I don't really know. I guess I don't really know what
all I'm saying is I want Hollywood to go out there and cast a muscle chick.
Yeah.
Instead of like a skinny chick. If you're doing a fighty muscle girl, get a fighty muscle girl.
I'm on the same page.
They're out there. I'll do it. I'll put a wig on. I don't care.
Exactly. No, you're right. There's plenty of girls out there that would fit the description of what you're saying.
And then I'm immersed in the movie. But the second she's like fighting in a tank top with these freaking pencil arms, and I'm like, what? She fights she just like beats the shit out of 5 guys. 5 like yoke dudes. So 5 yoke soldier dudes. I'm like, what?
Yeah. And you're just like, no, that's not gonna happen. Yeah, I hear you. And that's why that movie has not been getting great
I'm pretty sure that is the exact reason. It was okay. I mean, watch it if you have 3 hours to kill.
Okay. Yeah.
There's nothing else.
And there's no other movies you want to see. Nice. Okay. Well, I have these series of New Year's traditions that they do across the country. Not the country, sorry, across the world. And I wanted to go through them with you.
New Year's ones. Okay.
These are New Year. So similar to the Christmas one we did a few weeks ago, I talked about different Christmas celebrations throughout the world. This one is about New Year's. Pretty simple.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So the first one is the burning of Mr. Old Year.
Everybody's burning stuff.
Yeah, there's a weird thing about burning, and there's actually a couple different countries that did something very similar to this, but the one in Panama was the most extreme, I would say. Okay, so I'm just going to show you here on the screen. Screen 2. Here we go. Okay, so this first one, Steed, as you can see, they will dress somebody up, and it started to typically as dressing up like an old person.
Yeah,
and they would get an old person, and then they would then they just burn them in the street a lot of times. Mm-hmm. And now when it gets more, it looks kind of aggressive at a certain point, because then you just have like it kind of looks like you're just burning people at a certain point. Like, this is kind of scary.
Yeah.
I'm showing a picture right now, and it looks like like maybe Mike Myers from Halloween.
And there's a lot of fires going on in that street.
Yes, and there's in the middle of the street, and he is just getting torched, and he's like smiling. So it's a little disturbing. But there's like devils that get burned. Somebody had like this just looks like something out of the what was that movie where you could do whatever you wanted for one night?
The Purge.
The Purge. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd be wearing the cool glasses, New Year's glasses.
But they were kind of like crazy. They did wear crazy outfits sometimes in that. But like, it looks scary. It's like people celebrating around these kind of burning bodies.
It looks like looting.
Look at this. You can see like the legs and stuff. Yeah, it looks like rioting. But this is a celebration here. Who do you think you would make a blow up of to burn, Steve, for last? Because basically it's saying, hey, here's the old last year. It's over. Move on to the new year. That's the side of kind of tradition here.
Price Saddam. Hussein.
Okay. Yeah. Topical. He's been dead for a while. I like that one. I think I would do a mascot for like a fast food company, you know?
Because you're done with fast food.
I just no, I'm not. I
Is
just
that your resolution?
yeah, maybe if it's a good resolution, maybe a little less fast food. I actually don't eat a ton of fast food, but like it would be funny to see the king from Burger King getting burned. Because he always talks about everything being flame broiled.
Oh
So
yeah,
like I
we'll
feel
see
like
if
if he
flame broiled.
yeah, now
Well, you
see
should
how he likes it.
put actual meat inside
Yep.
when you burn it, and then it'll cook
like
it.
that. And then you can just eat right after. That's
Yeah,
a
that
great
would be.
idea.
They should incorporate that.
Yes. Here's the next one. This is they eat 12 grapes. Here are some Spanish girls eating grapes,
Did
putting
they do
grapes in
this
their
in
mouth.
Spain?
In Spain, they eat 12 grapes, one grape for each month. And it's believed that brings good luck for each of the months going in there. So you eat 11 grapes, you only get good luck for 11 of the years, and so on and so on. So they eat 12 grapes. Big. This feels to me like it was started at. Here's a good artist rendition of some
Beautiful. Yeah, that's
people.
more than
Looks like
12
in an orgy
mouth.
eating grapes.
They're for sure doing an orgy.
Yeah, looks like one of those parties where they have the masks on, masquerade party, whatever. So I think this was probably started by Big Grape, and if I had to guess, and it was like, hey, how do we sell a lot of grapes? Oh, tell everybody it's good luck to eat 12 grapes. You're forced people to eat grapes.
In Spain, like they're right next to like France and Italy, making all the good wines.
Yep.
So they probably tried to get into the wine game, and then they made all these grapes, but nobody wanted to buy their wine, so they had too many grapes, and then they're like, shit, everybody's got to eat 12.
Yep, exactly.
We'll be out of grapes if everybody in the country eats 12.
What's like a oh, look at they sell them in the champagne glasses here. 12 grapes. Look at that. Yeah, it's all a big marketing thing. It's pretty wild. So that's one of I like that. It's a very good point. See, they probably how do we get rid of these grapes? And if we tell people it's 12, it's not too many. They're not going to feel like we're ripping them off. Like 12 is a reasonable amount to ask people to eat.
Yeah, I could do 12.
Yeah.
I could put down 12.
Okay, here's the next one. In Scotland, there's something called the first person that walks into your house after midnight is called the first footer. So basically, here's a
I love the kilts.
This guy's just a drunk. Yeah, no, these are very traditional, obviously. First footing. So the thought is that if somebody's the first person come in your house after midnight, they should bring like coins, I guess money, bread, whiskey, like alcohol, that kind of stuff. Salt for some reason, but probably goes back to olden times, right? Here's some older pictures of a first footer. So and they also said it was good luck if the person that walks in is tall, dark-haired person.
Okay.
So I think we would fit that category.
Yeah, we'd be okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Scotland on New Year's and just pump people up.
That's what I'm saying. Because you think about it, Scotland, a lot of redheads.
A lot of redheads, like
and
50%.
A lot of, and not as tall of people, right? So I think to your point, we would fit in very well there.
We'd be heroes.
We'd be heroes.
The new year.
I really like this idea. This is not the same. I'm flipping the pictures, but yeah. The point is that there's just a bunch of good-looking guys with beards.
Jay just pulled a picture of January 6th up.
Not true. But you get it. Scotland, yeah, I like this. I would like avoid going to parties until like midnight rolled around. Then I would show up at the party.
Hey!
Oh, hell yeah!
Or at 11:55, you go, shit, I forgot something in my car.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Okay, then the next one, Denmark, they smash a lot of plates. Again, I think.
Oh my god, what?
It's to save old and unused dishes throughout the year and throw them at the doors of friends and families on New Year's Eve. Or just throw them at the ground. Now I will say this seems like also another thing by Big Pottery. It's like, hey, how do you get
pottery?
Yeah, get people to buy more dishes. Oh yeah, tell them to break all their dishes at midnight.
Oh my god, that is. And think about like walking around for the next 2 months outside. You can't go barefoot anywhere. You're just walking on freaking plates.
Because these little shards, like you can sweep up the majority of this, but like the little shards are going to be in there.
Oh yeah. and I haven't broken a plate in 3 years now.
Yeah.
Gone through one plate. I microwaved it too long. It blew up, broke in half.
The plate broke from microwaving too long?
Yeah.
What is that? What do you mean?
I don't know. I didn't even know it could happen. And it was
I've never
only
heard
like
of this.
a 5-minute microwave because I was microwaving something cold.
What kind of plate was this?
It was like a glass plate,
Okay.
porcelain.
Okay. It was like a normal
It was just
plate.
a plate. It was just standard plate.
I've
And
never heard
put it in the
something
microwave,
like this.
and it broke.
Wild.
Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So to your point, see, like, yeah, you normally want to be breaking. It does look a little fun to do this. I would like to break a few plates.
I want to smash some plates.
I would probably just go to like the dollar store, buy a bunch of plates, throw them at just
Goodwill.
people I didn't like's house. I guess if it's supposed to be good luck, then maybe it's you don't want to do the bad people, but like it would fun to just be to throw some plates.
Oh no, well,
I would be
your
frisbeeing them. I would be doing
it's
whatever.
your one chance to like fuck with somebody you don't like because you're like, no, it's good luck, bitch.
Yeah.
As you're like
Yeah.
hurling these through their windows.
Exactly. So I like this one. The next one is in Greece. They traditionally hang onions
Oh, hell
on the
yeah.
front door of their homes on New Year's Eve. It's so symbolizes the rebirth of the new year. Not sure what the connection is. And then they said even in some circumstances, New Year's Day, parents wake the children by tapping them on the head with the onions.
Oh my god.
So
I love a good onion.
yeah, so
it
do
doesn't
I.
even have to be a good onion. But I get behind this just because I love onions.
Onions and everything, man. I mean, like garlic and onions are pretty universal all over the world. Everybody eats onions.
Yeah, this is actually, I was going to do a Steed science on this. Sometimes when I eat too much onion, my hands smell like onions.
Okay. Yes, do a Steed science on this.
Because I like smell it for like hours after. I'm like, how come it smells through my palms?
Okay.
Why palms smell onion?
Well, that's a little teaser
No.
for future Steed science.
I'll write that down. Put it in the backlog.
Okay, and the last one I have here is in Finland. They do this thing called melting tin, and they basically they put molten tin into a container of water, and then interpret the shapes. If they see like a heart or a ring, they're thinking like wedding. If they're thinking ship, if like there's a ship, then it could be travel.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something that looks like an animal, it could be food or whatever. They're trying to create symbols out of this. Sounds like a dangerous game of how you could interpret something, but the point is they melt a bunch of tin into water, it goes crazy, and then so they sell these little like horseshoes you can buy.
Whoa.
Just some
Well,
easy
that's
melting stuff.
fun.
It is kind of fun. I
don't
kind of like this.
Yeah, I mean, I think America's traditions of people getting drunk are better.
I'm sure there's still a lot of the drinking.
I don't know, because
In the other countries.
melting tin while you're wasted, that is a horrible idea. I would have tin melted all over my skin and shit. It would
Steve, all of these are terrible ideas if you're
not
drinking.
the burning.
Burning.
I've been around fire a lot when I'm drunk, and
Yeah, in the middle of the street, though.
Yeah, that's the safest place.
You're so drunk,
it's away from the buildings.
You have somebody. You have somebody that looks like the thing you're about to burn. You're like, oh shit.
Oh,
the grapes one would be fine, probably.
That would be my murder plan. I'd kill somebody or something and dress them up.
Oh, that's a good.
Burn them in the street.
Good future movie plot.
Yeah, and people would be
CSI
like,
plot or something.
Gross.
The smashing plates could obviously be dangerous drunk. The first footing, I kind of like this one, Steed, more drunk, because you would end up walking into like other people's houses.
You just go into people's houses?
Yeah.
So I could just like go to a stranger and be like,
Well, I'm just saying, if you're wasted, like you end up just walking into some random person's house.
Yeah,
but again, if you're tall and dark haired,
tall, dark haired,
they're happy with it.
Yeah, I would have to bring coins though.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll have to gather some coins or something. I don't keep a lot of change on me. Well, there you go. Those are the traditions.
Cool. Maybe we do one next year.
I like this. Yes, I like this idea.
I think we burn a guy in the street.
I'll see. Yeah, seems like the riskiest of all of them, but
And
like
we'll
if
just
we
be
have
like,
the
oh,
spot to do
it's
it.
Panama.
Panama, yeah, exactly. Panama, you can do this. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I didn't know you weren't from Panama, officer.
Yeah. Sure, it go over well. Okay. Well, there you go. New Year's. What's next, dude? What do you got?
New year, new me. Okay, Jay, we were slighted. I would want to talk about two things. I was slighted by people.
Okay. Okay.
One, you were with me. We were hate crimed.
Yes, I definitely remember that. Yeah.
We're big time hate crimed. I'm only gonna. Well, all right. I'll quickly explain the hate crime. Some people yelled profanities and racial slurs at us.
That did happen. Yes.
It wasn't a big deal.
No, but that did.
But-
Yeah, it was it was just out of nowhere. But yes, that did.
Yeah, literally out of nowhere, we got hate crimed, and I was thinking, man, I don't even look that white. You know, I'm kind of tan.
Yeah.
And this is my defense to this, right? They
Okay.
yelled like effing white males at us, not in a country accent though.
Yeah. It's not in a country accent.
Yeah, so they yelled that at us, and I'm feeling down. I'm like, man, am I just a white male? Like, is that my whole identity?
Yeah.
And then like later, it must have been like a day later, because this was before Christmas.
Yeah.
There was a cashier at a gas station.
Okay.
And there was a white guy in front of me.
Yeah.
And he checks out, and the cashier says, "Merry Christmas." And the guy goes, "Merry Christmas." And then I get up and I check out, and he says, "Have a good night."
Oh.
Oh. See? And then I was like, oh, he wasn't sure. I'm brown enough to not be a shoo-in for Christmas.
It's your
So I
olive
was
oil
like-
skin tone, Steve. Your olive oil skin tone.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm going back to the freaking Meyer where we got hate crimed.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell that.
You're gonna find the girls that yelled at us and
Yeah.
tell them that not everybody thinks the way they do.
Yeah, so that was a slight to me.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
I was like, screw this guy. Like, telling this guy Merry Christmas. Whatever. I moved on. I felt better
Yeah.
about myself.
He's got slighted though. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's two slights. Then there's actually a third slight.
Shit.
I set my fire alarm off on Christmas Eve at midnight.
Oh God. What were
in the
you
whole
doing?
building. In the whole building. I was
Oh my-
cooking
so-
potatoes.
So everybody's thing goes off?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, there's only 4 people
Well,
living
it's
in
still
here,
bad.
but I'm sure they would have enjoyed not waking up. Yeah, I wanted some potatoes. I was like
Yeah.
drinking bourbon. I wanted potatoes. Started making
Yeah.
potatoes. My fire alarm went off because my stove is right above. So I'm cooking the potatoes still, and the fire dickheads come, and they're like, "Hey, what happened?" And I'm like, "Nothing. Look, I'm just cooking these potatoes. Like, I'm still cooking them.
Yeah.
No smoke or anything." And then the guy gets on his freaking radio and he goes, "Burnt food in apartment, whatever." And I'm like, "Burnt food?" Burnt food. I was like, "These potatoes aren't burnt. Look at these potatoes."
You told them that?
I was pissed.
Yeah.
Like, burned? These
Yeah.
aren't burned. Like, I'm just cooking.
Buddy, check the
food.
garbage. There's no burnt food here.
Yeah, burned. Like, don't tell this guy I'm not a good potato chef.
Yeah. I've
Like,
cooked these
at
potatoes
you
a million
asshole.
times.
Yeah, so I'm like sitting there making my Christmas Eve potatoes, like
Yeah.
is my tradition, and then I'm slighted.
Of course.
So I didn't even eat the potatoes that night.
Wow.
Yeah,
Just to prove a point. Yeah. But yeah, that's very annoying. So I remember going to your place before, Steed, and you had like a plastic cup covering the
yes.
or
So
a plastic
we had
tag covering the,
we had
the
a
smoke
fire.
detector.
We had a fire inspection
Okay.
like a few weeks ago, so I took it down.
Okay.
And I forgot to put it back up.
I see.
And I mean, I thought I had cooked on the stove. I guess I hadn't cooked on the stove, but literally the second I like put the potatoes into the oil, like a little bit of steam went up and set it off. So there's a bag on it again.
Okay, good. I was
Duct
wondering.
tape this
Yeah.
time. I ran out of Scotch tape, so it doesn't look quite as good, but it keeps the smoke out.
Oh God. Let's just hope like you don't actually have a fire at that place, because that would be bad.
I got a window escape.
Oh yeah, well, you're good.
But
Yeah.
if there is a fire, the first thing I'm doing, I'm going to wake up and go, "Oh shit, fire!" And then I'm going to run out and rip the bag off of my smoke detector so they can't
Yeah.
pin that shit on me.
There you go. You're right.
Well, I
You're
mean,
right,
now
you're
they'll be able to if they ever, get on
hear the
this.
recording, but Yeah, they don't know where you live.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 other fire alarms that probably also have bags over them. So.
Exactly. That's just so annoying that there's no like shut off before they just automatically send
Oh my god,
the
it's
fire
so
department.
annoying.
It's insane.
Yeah, I should be able to push a button or some shit.
Yes, exactly.
Or it
Exactly.
should recognize like, all right, it was smoky, and then instantly it's not smoky.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is
Makes
this,
no sense.
1902?
I know.
Do I got to keep a barrel of water on my roof?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. I think we can wrap it up there, Steve, unless there's something you needed to get to this week.
I think that was mostly it.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. So people email the show, chubstep. You know the drill, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. We like to hear the emails, we like to see the emails, and then you can hear them. New episodes every Thursday. Check us out on YouTube, Chubstep Podcast, and Instagram, Chubstep Podcast. We have a good, got a good Bitcoin update for you on that. Okay, there we go. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you know you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.